Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am once again out today. Unfortunately, my son is sick, so I will not be there today. But what I'd like for you to do is to start, I would like for your warm-up for you to write the perfect squares for the numbers 1 through 20, and then write the perfect cubes for the numbers 1 through 7. Tomorrow on your test, you need to know that information because on the section asking about perfect squares and perfect cubes, you will not be able to use a calculator. So this is great practice for that. So pause this video and then come back once you have written your perfect squares for the numbers 1 through 20 and the perfect cubes for the numbers 1 through 7. Take a second and check your work. So you can see on the left-hand side, we have our perfect squares. So you are responsible for knowing all of them on this left-hand side here, up through the number 400, so up through 20 squared, and imperfect cubes, up through the number 7 cubed, you're responsible for knowing without a calculator. Remember, if you're unsure, multiply for squares that number by itself 2 times, so 12 times 12, you can do it on a separate sheet of paper and it will give you 144. Multiply 14 by 14 and it will give you 196. One thing to remember, if you're finding the square root of 196, remember it can be both positive and negative. So you want to include that plus or minus sign if necessary. Okay, with perfect cubes though, whatever symbol is under the square root sign is going to be the sign that is attached with the number. So with these, when you're finding, if you're given the base number and you're cubing it, you multiply 4 times 4 times 4, and that gives you 64. And if you're finding the square root of 64, it's just 4. Make sure that you complete your week by week for tomorrow. We're going to do a quick review problem. Now, if I'm given a problem that has two problems in scientific notation. So our first expression says 3 times 10 to the x power. The second expression is 6 times 10 to the x plus y power. Now, the value of expression 2 is 20 times greater than the value of expression 1. So what is the value of y? So we're trying to figure out what is this y value here. Well, I know that 20,000 is equal to, it says that expression 2 is 20,000 times greater than expression 1. So my is this 6 times 10 to the x plus y power. My than is 3 times 10 to the x power. Sorry about my handwriting there. If I use the rules that we know for exponents, I have the same base here of 10, and I have the x power, and on the top I have x plus y power. So x minus x gives me 0, but I'm left with the y power, so I'm left with 10 to the y power. 6 divided by 3 gives me 2, and that equals 20,000. So I have 20,000 equals 2 times 10 to the y power. Well, 20,000 written in scientific notation is 2 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4th power. So that means y equals 4. I'm going to give you a hint. There is going to be a question on the test like this tomorrow. So if you need to rewind this question and rewatch it again so that you are familiar with how to solve this type of question for tomorrow's test. For your practice today, what you're going to do is you are going to complete a Nearpod, use an IPS sheet to show your work, and then you're going to need to have your answers so you can put them in the form at the end of the at the end of the Nearpod. The Nearpod code for today is PKANX. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.